Okay, so today we're going to talk about Civilization 7. And I want to share with you my review of the game from it was launched in February this year. And I'm going to talk about if I still agree with my review from the 9th of February. So, my initial review was that the game was a lot of fun in the first few playthroughs. But maybe the fun did become slightly reduced after a while. I'm gonna talk a little more about that later on. But frankly, for me, Civilization 7 was at the launch a quite positive recommendation, although a rather mixed bag. And it, of course, has some weaknesses, and fortunately, some of them are in the process of getting fixed. So, shortly about me. My gamer tag is Olafur the Viking. I've been playing the Civilization franchise since the 1990s. Played every installment from Civilization 1, 2, 3 up to today. And I've played a lot of Civilization 5 and many hours in Civilization 6. But here's my take on Civilization 7 at launch. I was actually quite enthused and quite impressed by the graphics. I think the graphics are gorgeous and beautiful. You can zoom in on your cities. The color palette, I think it's quite a bit too much yellow and brown, so I myself find it a little less lush and green that I would prefer, comparing it to the Civ 5 and Civ 6 at least. But it's beautiful, I have to say. And especially the cities, how they're built, the quarters, the buildings, oh my god, it's very, very good. And also the units are nice. The next point is the UI, the user interface. And my god, it was bad. It was problematic, and a lot of people have complained about it. So I just say I agree with them. The most serious problem was the lack of information. It was hard to come by the information. It was not clarified enough. Fortunately, some of it has later been fixed, but still a lot to be fixed later. And frankly, I'm using a quite big mod list at the moment, and I'm gonna share with you in a later episode to fix some of the UI problems. Okay. So the gameplay was fresh and exciting for the first playthroughs. I think it feels distinct. It is clearly different from the last installments, and it gives me the possibility to still go back and play Civ 5 or Civ 6 when I want that kind of feeling, and switch to Civ 7 when I want that kind of feeling. And to me, that's good that there are 3 different games and not like the FIFA franchise where you buy the newest one and you don't ever play one of the older ones at all after a while. So to me, it's good. But there are some things about the gameplay that became kind of old, especially after a few playthroughs. The legacy paths, they are very samey and don't have enough variation. So I'm gonna do another episode quite soon about what I hope they can fix in Civ 7, and the replay variability and the legacy paths are one of my biggest problems at the moment. Yeah. I like the building mechanics. I think it's fun placing the buildings, planning the adjacencies, and making the unique districts and stuff. It's really cool. and I have always kind of liked the builders and the building mechanics, improvements of the tiles in the earlier installments, but I think it's fine in Civ 7. You don't have them anymore, and if you miss them, you can go and play Civ 5 or Civ 6, and in 7 it's a different kind of game, and I kind of like it. Yeah. So performance, for me, it has run quickly, it has run smoothly, both on the Steam Deck and on my gaming laptop, so for me it's good. And it has had shorter loading times, and it's even it's smaller in the total file size than Civ 6, so that's actually quite good. Yeah, and I haven't seen that many bugs, and a few of the bugs I have seen, they have been ironed out, and I haven't had any crashes as far as I can remember, playing it for like 4 or 5 months now. Yeah. Well, the price tag, it's way too expensive, and it's just, yeah, the gaming industry has not knocked up the prices quite bad the last years, and Civ 7, I think it's maybe the worst one of that. So going into a few of the new things in the Civ 7 game. First, I like to mention warfare, because I think warfare is one of the places where Civ 7 excels, and it's quite good. I've had exciting wars. I have had reasons to go to war. I've been doing a lot of warfare, and that's exciting. In Civ 6, I felt the AI wasn't capable of handling too much warfare, and you had to mod it quite hard, and still it would be clunky. So I think the Civ 7 engine has managed to ramp up the warfare mechanics in Civ 7, and that's good. And one of the things actually I have liked is the crisis mechanics. They feel historically correct to me, that the age transitions and big civilizations will have these tumultuous periods of revolution and changes. So I actually like the mechanics, but they are unpolished still. So even though I feel them like a good addition, and it's historically, to me at least, it feels correct, well, the execution of it is maybe not that good. But one thing I like about the crisis is that, at least in the start, I saw that when I mishandled the crisis, some cities would end up switching to the to other civilizations, and then I had a reason to go to war to take those cities back, and I kind of like that mechanic. Well, the next thing, and that is of course the thing that many people has been complaining about, and that is the age transition mechanics. A lot of people feel the age transitions and the civ switching is a bad mechanic. Myself, I think it's kinda good. I feel if they had added the possibility to play every civilization from start to finish, but then open the possibility to switch if you want that, that would be optimal. But myself, I kind of like it, because it makes Civ 7 new and distinct, and if I want to play Civ 6, I'm just going to play Civ 6, so to me it's not that big a deal. But I feel the variability of the civs included in the base game and even in the first DLC, it's too little variability and too few civilizations to choose from. So when they make this the main mechanic of the new installment, it feels kind of bad that they haven't added more civilizations to choose from, because if you don't know how to do it, you will not unlock that many of the civilizations to choose from the next age, and then it feels kind of like you are forced into a special path, and that's not so good. So the age mechanic itself, well, the first few times I liked it. It spiced up the gameplay, it impacted it, it felt like the ages were quite distinct, and it seemed like they offered the civs a kind of catch-up mechanic for the civs that weren't that were losing the game. But after playing it for a bit more, I feel it gets a little what's the word? It gets a little restrictive and not that good variability. So for me, the ages would be better if some of the legacy paths varied from each game. Maybe you had this pool of possible legacy paths, and the game would give you a selection each game, but not the same as the last. Or maybe you could choose some, or maybe some civilization unlocked something, because as they are now, they are quite repetitive, and it gets a little boring because you end up doing the same every time, mostly. So, but I'm gonna cover what I want from Civ 7 in another episode, so here I'm just gonna say it like this. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a few more of the negatives from my review on launch. One thing was the price tag; it was bad, and another thing was that they should have named this launch an early access launch, because that was what it was, and we are still not in a ready state of the game 4 months after the launch. So that was a mistake. I also feel they lack some of the legendary leaders and civilizations from start, and I kind of dislike that. They should have added Gandhi, they should have added Great Britain, they should have added Vikings or someone from Scandinavia at launch, and I feel like this is a DLC cash grab scheme to just fleece out some extra money for people, and still we haven't got Gandhi, still we haven't got Vikings, and we are in June, so that's not good. The ages, as I said, they feel shallow, they feel a little rushed, and there is a odd thing about the pacing of the game as well, because at least the two later eras, the exploration era and the modern era, they rush away, they are a bit shallow, they don't feel finished at all, no. The user interface, the lack of information that has been addressed, and some of it has been improved. Yeah. In the crisis, I think they shouldn't add things that are not fun and that are not possible to counter, and at the moment I feel some of the crises feel a little monotonous, like you get a lot of negatives, but it's not that fun, it's not that good variance, and you can't counter all of the crises that good. So for me, the crises, they are a missed opportunity, and they can be a lot better. The age transitions as well, they do add some freshness, they do add some catch-up possibilities, but I feel they are too hard resets. You get like this identified with your civilization. You get these time leaps. All your units, they are moved, all your wars, they are ended. Well, it doesn't feel like you build a civilization that can stand the test of time. So for me, that was disappointing. Even though some of it is good, the execution again, it's not finished, it's not polished yet. One thing I also like to mention is the leader trait picks. You can like level up your leader, and to me that is also a missed opportunity, because we want to build a civilization that can stand the test of time, that can improve itself, it can evolve. But at the moment you kind of level up this leader that is like a role play game leader mechanic trait kind of deal, and it just feels weird when you have this leader for many thousand years and he level up some traits here and there, and I can't understand why they don't name them civilization traits or society traits or something like that, because leader traits, it's just bad. Yeah. Another thing for me, the wonders of the world is maybe what has kept me coming back to all the installments of Civilization series, and I just love the building them, the small videos when you build them, the lore, or like the history about them, and also the benefits they give your civilization. And although I feel some of them are good and some of them are nice and the graphics are really good, they are some of them I feel are too samey and not that interesting, and they don't stick out. So you sort of like build them, but you don't even remember what they do. And I think they should be more special and feel more important and game changing when you manage to build them. So, and also I feel you build them too fast. In the older installments, you like use a lot of resources, a lot of time. You need to find a good spot for them. But I feel in Civilization 7, you just rush through a lot of them and build them very, very fast, and then it's not that big a deal. You don't feel the same accomplishments as you did in the older series. So this is like, for me, Civilization 7 during the spring of 2025, it has been a mixed bag. Some of it's very, very good, some of it kind of meh, and some of it is quite bad, and many missed opportunities. And I just hope they can iron out more, add more variability, more depth, more strategic choice, more fun. Yeah. And I also think they should do some of that for free for all owners, because I think they launched an unfinished and quite shallow game, and it has taken a very hard hit in the Steam reviews. And I feel if they want to save the game, the soul of the game, and the gaming community's reception of the game, they should do something for free to like show the people buying this game that, okay, we're gonna fix this, we're gonna make it better. And in one of the later episodes, I will talk about what I think they could do to fix the game. So at spring 2025, I would give Civilization 7 like 6 or maybe 7 out of 10. I feel it's a good game in there. I have enjoyed it quite a lot. I have completed it many times. I have had fun mixing and matching the different leaders and civilization and mementos, but it's far from an 8, 9, or 10 on the scale for me. So I think I'm gonna stick with 7 out of 10, and I hope they will improve it. Yeah. So that's my Civilization 7 review from the spring of 2025, and I'm gonna add some more episodes later on about what I feel this game needs right now, about the announced patches, and my modding tips for the game as it is today. So, but that's all for today. So thank you. You were listening to the Strategy Gaming Podcast. I'm Olafur the Viking, and thanks for now, folks. Goodbye.